My name is Matt Samolsky. On this channel I do car reviews. Today I'm back at Land Rover of Schaumburg, where they allowed me to film another one of their beautiful trucks. This is the entry level to the Land Rover series, and this is a Land Rover Discovery Sport. Today I'm going to take you on the tour of this vehicle. We're going to take it on the tour of the exterior, interior, check out the roominess in the car, pop the hood and see what's underneath that, and then finally I'm going to take it for a spin. So if you're ready, let's go. Well, before we start talking about this car, let's talk a little bit about the Discovery and Discovery Sport, because this is fairly new. This is not a brand new model by any means. It's been around for a few years, but it's also one of the most popular ones. And why, we're about to find out. But Discoveries started in the 90s, and I used to have one back in 96, and then they disappeared. I believe it's from 2000 and so they started making the LR series, and they made the LR2s, LR3s and LR4s. So they made the smaller ones and the bigger ones. Now then they discontinued those and started making the Discovery Sports and Discovery. So it's kind of a little bit confusing, as well as what's confusing too is I mentioned that this is the entry level into the Land Rover series, and I was right. This is a Land Rover Discovery. We already covered the Range Rover Evoque. I'll post a link in the description. They're both priced out about the same, but completely different vehicles. So I guess depending on which one you like better. So let's start talking about this one. The hood on it, I particularly like this color combination because it's red with black accents. So it's got the black Discovery spelled right on top of the hood, as well as has the black trim right on top of the hood. I'll give you a close-up in just a little bit. Look at the lights. They have this typical two Land Rover LED lights, and look at these two LEDs, kind of the accent lights, that signature of it. Now it also has the turn signal built into the lights, shiny black grille, Land Rover logo, and then this matte black bottom grille right here. Now I can already see that this one is equipped with the technology package because it does have the 360 camera. It's got a camera right here. I also saw the cameras on the mirrors, and I saw the camera somewhere else. I'll show you that in just a little bit. So that's the front. Let's see what powers up this Discovery Sport. All right, so what's underneath the hood, this Discovery Sport? And this engine we've seen before. It is a 2-liter turbocharged engine, 246 horsepower, 269 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission, and for this power to weight combination, I'm actually excited about 250 horsepower in a small SUV like this. It's nothing to sneeze at. I'm sure it's going to be very nice and responsive. Well, from the side, it looks like the big Discovery just kind of shrunk. There's quite a few differences, especially in the back, and we'll see that in just a little bit. But when you take a look at this, nice red color, right? trim around the wheels, this cladding right here is this matte black. The wheels, 20-inch wheels on this one. This black wheels sits on 20-inch rims, 235 by 50. That's the size of the tires. Those are the all-road tires. By the way, this is an all-wheel drive vehicle. And now you have this breakup between the two colors. So you have, everything is red, everything else, including the top, is black. Now, Land Rover and Range Rover, they're the ones who actually came up with that first. At least I think so. This is not confirmed, but I've always seen them first, like the big Range Rover, different color top, different color bottom. And they can actually pretty much do it on every single of their cars, and they look good, including this one. So this one is equipped with that keyless go system, just kind of like the Mercedes with the sensors, where you don't have to actually push any buttons or anything like this. As long as you have the key on you, you can lock and unlock the door, as I just did right now. Put the hand underneath it. It has a sensor. It unlocks the car, unfolds the mirrors. In the back here, nothing too crazy. The Land Rover logo on this particular one is on the black background. Normally it is on that green. It has one line right here alongside the whole entire body, and it starts off with this pretty cool trim that has Discovery written on it. So at the bottom of it, that matte cladding continues as a bottom trim of this car throughout the entire car. Again, the matte bottom cladding in here, and then we go into the back of this car. If I stood like this, you'd probably think, hey, it looks exactly like the Discovery. But when I move away, you can see that this one actually have the license plate right in the middle of the car versus to the side of the car, which is kind of weird. And that's what you can see on the full-size Discovery. Obviously this one is much smaller, the other one is much taller as well, but this is a pretty cool size and a very nice look, especially with the red and black. I don't think they can pull it with, you know, too many different color combinations, but this one looks particularly good. What else it has Discovery spelled out on the back gate. It has that insert, that's the shiny black, and I apologize that the car looks a little bit dirty, because it is, and it's so cold outside that we didn't want to wash it because it would freeze over. We wouldn't be able to open it later on. So it has the Sport. The other place that it says Sport is right here, and then again the Land Rover logo on the back, the black background, because it's got that black package. At the bottom here, you have your reflector lights, and we can't forget about the regular LED lights, the tail lights, which I kind of encased in that transparent housing that's in here. And then again, the bumper, you have the matte black, and then you have the shiny black. On the top here, on that roof spoiler, you have the light, that LED brake light that's incorporated right in here. But what I'm really excited to see as well is that shark fin right here that has the antenna incorporated in it. Give the close-up of it, but that means that it has that camera monitor mirror, which is super cool. So let's see what's inside and how much room there is in the back. So first of all, the gate opens up nice and tall. There's enough room for me, and it does have quite a bit of room. I'll let you see for yourself. Okay, pretty nice size. As far as the cargo volume, not sure what the exact number is, but it's quite a bit more than some of the other small entry-level SUVs that I've seen. And the seats fold down, so they have the 60-40 split, and you can control that through here. So if you want to fold the left seat down and then the right seat, I have some stuff in there so it won't fold, but that's basically how it looks. And it's caught up on the seat belt, so it actually goes down flat, and that extends that cargo volume quite a bit. What else is in the back in here? We have some USB, or the regular charging. No, that's a USB charging. That's your regular charger on this side. And is there anything underneath here? And of course there is. And look how cold it is. This is like frosted because it's iced over. That's why we didn't wash this car. But you have a spare tire, and then you have a little bit of room on top of that spare tire if you want to hide something in here. Well, let's check out two things while we're on this side of the vehicle. One thing is going to be how the door sounds when we close it, to see the quality. It's okay. I'd probably give it 3 out of 5, so it's better than average, but it's not like a top, you know, closing sound that I've seen. And then the second thing, obviously I want to check out if I can fit in here and if I'm going to be comfortable. 6 feet tall, see if I have enough leg room and headroom and shoulder room, and if I'm comfortable. You know, honestly, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect this to have as much room in the front as I do. I just drove this car, so didn't adjust the seat. This seat is perfect for me in the front, and I have more room than in some of the mid-size SUVs in here, which is really nice and impressive. The seats, I have plenty of headroom too. I have maybe 2 inches above me, maybe 3. So there's plenty of headroom in here. The seats are a little bit tough, you know, so they're not super plush and comfortable, but I don't think any of the Land Rovers are. Some of the bigger ones, some of the might be a little bit more plushy. And the interior is nice, however, it's fairly plain. Come on, let's take a look for yourself. Okay, so when we take a look, first of all, let's take a look at the door. Now, this material we've seen on the Defender, we've seen on the Evoque. This is this kind of neoprene material. It seems pretty sturdy, and it's man-made, obviously, so it's not leather. This is a different texture, kind of a different material used on this. Now you have this piano black trim on the inside, and you have this polished aluminum door handle, and then you have 2 speakers, as well as this is a Meridian stereo, which is the high-end stereo for Land Rover. Now what else you have here is, I'm going to give you a little bit of a close-up of this. You see that little sign that says it's a warning. So when someone walks by the car, when you have your doors closed, this light will illuminate, telling you that, hey, don't open the door. There might be a biker, there might be a person walking by, so you don't hit them. And then, you know, here's what I was talking about. The seats, I mean, if you look at this, I mean, they look decent, but I mean, they feel pretty tough as far as the comfort on it. But roominess, tons of room. You have this little hump in the middle because it's an all-wheel drive vehicle, and then as far as the middle console, you have the heated seats on this particular model, so you have the buttons for that. You have your vents for the heating and air conditioning, and then you have 2 USB-C ports, as well as you have a regular charger in here. Now this vehicle is also equipped with a panoramic sunroof. I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to see, especially that it's actually getting darker, so, and it's a black vehicle. But this is what I'm talking about. If they had more accents, like different colors, maybe a contrast stitching, that would break it up a little bit. This looks very dark. Nonetheless, I mean, it is very nicely appointed. Okay, so front door, the same kind of thing, the same kind of setup, with the exception that you still have your 3 memory seats controls, and the window controls on them are up on top. So most of the vehicles have them somewhere right here, and this Discovery has it right on top of here. And you also have your mirror controls, as well as you have your child safety locks. 2 speakers, 1 on top, 1 in the middle of the door, and then you have a little bit of a seat map pocket, if you will. The interior itself, I mean, it looks pretty decent. Again, it's very dark, but I wish they used maybe like 2 different colors on it. That would kind of break it up. And you have your seat right here, power adjusted seats for driver and passenger. And we'll take a look where the magic happens. Well, let's check out the interior of this Discovery Sport 2021. So the steering wheel, I mean, we've seen that on other vehicles, so very similar to it. Now you see the buttons that come alive. Now if I open the door right now and cut the power out to it, you'll see that the buttons disappear, so you don't see what they do. However, when I turn the ignition on, they will actually go alive, come alive. See, there you go. So you'll see, and the same thing with the instrument cluster, but you'll see that this left side controls basically your phone. Now you have your tune in here, and then over here you can control. Now these are actually push buttons, so they click, and you can control what's going on the screen on the right hand side, which we'll get to in just a moment. Discovery written right on the steering wheel, and the steering wheel is leather. It's got this piano black as well as the aluminum trim. This is for your cruise control and the heated steering wheel. And you have your instrument cluster. So instrument cluster, fully digital. You have your speedometer on the left hand side, and it is in kilometers, so don't get too excited. This car does not go 280 miles per hour. You got your temperature, it's 12 miles, and on the right hand side you have your tachometer and your temperature gauge. And this is your instrument cluster. So I'm going to press this and I'm going to start it. You see a little picture of a Discovery Sport appears right in the middle there, which is interesting. And we'll see if we have anything that we can customize it, you know, as far as that middle screen. So yes, we do have some customization. You have a head-up display, vehicle, media. Those are the things that you can actually put on top, I mean in the middle of that screen. So you have display, let's see, info panel. Let's see if we can change the layout. And yes, we can one dial, full map, media, driver assistance. So media, driver assistance, that's what's going to be put on display right here, which I'm not too crazy. I like the regular 2-dial display, but it's pretty cool that you can customize it the way you like it. Doesn't matter what I like. Great. I like this interface. I said that before on the Land Rover, that it's very nice, it's visible, it's not too bright. It's kind of the same. I've seen that the first time on Defender that I did, you know, quite a while ago. And you know, again, 3 sections. You have your navigation, phone, media. You can customize it the way you like it. Here's how it looks. First of all, let's take a look at cameras, because it does have the 360 camera, which I really like. It shows you that vehicle, well, obviously a picture of a vehicle, because it is a red car and it's showing us a gray one. But you have different angles. You can take a look from a different angle and just keep on going. So it's going to show you different cameras in here. Certainly it's got the narrow angle and the wide angle, so you can play around with this. You can see the vehicle from the side. It's actually, I wish it was a little bit lower because it's easy to hit it. And you know what, even though it's not the same color of the vehicle, but it shows all the snow, it shows all of the stuff that's around us. So that's really important, because if you're not sure what's around you, if there's a kid playing or a dog, or, you know, God forbids any of this, it could be tragic. So I mean, I like that they put this attention to the vehicle. So we've done the camera. Let's see what else it has. So 4x4 data. It has the 4x4 info. You have the weight sensing, so it's a maximum of 0.6 meters. How do we translate that into feet? You can do your calculations. 0.6 meters. They're available for your driving modes. So Eco, Comfort, Grass, Gravel, Mud, Route, Sand. So those are available. Let's go back and see what other apps that are different than most of the other vehicles. Vehicle dimensions. Well, this is interesting. I haven't really seen that in many cars, but that basically tells you that it's one, and this is all in meters. You can change that actually to feet. So it's 15 feet long, 7 feet wide, and it even gives you the approach and departure angles. Then you have 8 inch of ground clearance. This is some useful information. I really dig it. Okay, just to find out about your car without actually going to the internet or checking out the brochure or just knowing this stuff from somewhere. And the navigation system. Okay, this is a pretty cool navigation system. We've seen that on the other Land Rovers as well. Okay, before we look at the rest of the interior of this vehicle, I want to check out and see how this feels. So this is the soft plastic, actually nice to the touch. This is this neoprene material, and this, it has some film on it, so don't think it's scratched or anything like this, but it does have this piano black trim that's right in the middle. It kind of breaks that down. We're gonna check out what's going on in here, but before that, I'm gonna check out what's going on in here, because it's one of my favorite features on all of the vehicles. Okay, you see kids going up the snow hill right there. Okay, this is what we see. And I, you know, even with the regular mirror, I mean, I see a little bit of that, then I would have to adjust it, and then I have stuff that's in the way. I don't have to worry about it with this digital mirror. Now, what else we can do with this? Can we move it? Okay, so brightness up and down. See, we can move this mirror, okay, up and down. We can move it, make it brighter. So it's got some adjustments on it, which is pretty impressive. And then the only other thing in here, you have the panoramic moonroof. And okay, this is basically a fixed pano roof. It's huge, by the way. It doesn't open, but it's one piece of glass. So if you want to have more light in the car, this is a way to get it. And let's check out the radio. We can turn that on right in here. I gotta tell you, it's pretty solid. And by the way, along this screen, you can actually set up your favorite stations, browse, okay, different topics and stuff like this, and then you can search it. You can basically type in of what you're looking for. And right, guys, so what's on this panel right here? Let's check this out really quick. We already seen the radio. What else is here? You have your controls for climate control, so air, AC, and heat. Now, what's interesting in here, that these dials are dual function. You can change your temperature like we're doing right here. If you push it, this is for your heated seats, ventilated seats, which this one doesn't have, but it would if it had it. Now, here's another cool thing. Press this button right here. It is a fan control. You can control your fan, which is amazing. Now, not only this is available for the driver, but it's also available for the passenger. So heated seats for the passenger. Okay, if you push it back. I mean, it basically tells you that you know, it's a temperature. Now, different drive modes, same dial, multifunction. This is genius. You don't have to have a million buttons and knobs. You can do it all from two. Just make sure that they're programmed differently. So, gear shifter, right where it should be. Okay, nothing crazy about it. It is one of those gear shifters where you can put it in the manual mode. Okay, move it to the side. It goes in the sports mode, and you can up and down, or down and up, vice versa. That's right here. Underneath here, you have a little bit of a storage. Okay, do we have cup holders here? Now, this is very different from what other cars have. So normally there's some kind of a sliding panel, if you will, that you can put over your cup holders, and then this one, you just take it out, and what do you do with it? USB-C, USB, regular charging outlet. That's what's inside this compartment right here. And this is it. This was the interior of this Discovery Sport. All right, guys, so really quick, we're gonna take it for a spin, but before that, I want you to see the key. Now, this is a typical Land Rover, Range Rover key. I mean, it basically has lock, unlock, open the gate, and you have the light button, so it's gonna turn on the lights, I guess, and then you have the panic button. So that's your key. Secondly, you might be wondering, Matt, how much are these SUVs going for? So they're not cheap, I gotta tell you. I mean, it's a Land Rover, so none of them it's cheap. The S model, which is the basic one, starts at $41,900. The SR Dynamic, which is that sporty model, starts at $43,600. The one that we're sitting in right now, it's an SE model. It starts at $45,350. Keep in mind the one that we're sitting in is at $55,000, so it's quite a bit of a big range, so you can spec it out the way you would like to. And I'm going to post all the specifications of this, including the options and the full MSRP for your convenience here too. SER Dynamic, $46,950, so another $1,600 for the sporty model for the SE trim. All right, let's take it for a spin. We already checked out the rear view camera when I was talking about this instrument cluster. So let's take and see how well or how bad it turns. And again, we're gonna use, oh, hopefully now you can see, I really hope you can see that head-up display. I just turned in here and I go like, wow, what is this? So lean and pitch, you can see right here, you can see the compass. Okay, well, let's take it and spin it around 360 and see how well it turns. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and just a little bit. Quite frankly, it's not bad, but I was expecting a little bit better simply because of the size of this vehicle. I thought it was going to be a little bit tighter, but you know, it's not too bad. As far as the drive of the car so far, I mean, it feels like a little SUV, which it is. The seats are a little bit tough. Okay, I would probably like a little bit more plush in them, but that's just me. You know, we're gonna see how the acceleration is in just a little bit. I love that mirror. I can't say enough good things about it. I wish all the manufacturers would do it. So I like the design of this vehicle. I like the roominess of it. I mean, I'm not too crazy about the price, but hey, you know what? I'm not going to be spending that money. But you know, at $55,000, there's a lot of choices. Okay, let's hit it and let's see how fast or how slow it's going to go. Now this I like, right? So I like the pickup and acceleration on. I really do. I think it's very quick, it's very responsive, and you know, it can definitely get this things moving. At 250 horsepower for a small SUV, it's not bad at all. Amenities as far as this vehicle, it's got everything. Keep in mind it's an entry level into a really expensive luxury brand, so but I can see that they haven't really sacrificed any of the features on the car. They made them available. Before we finish up this review, let's see how well it corners. Okay, going into this turn, it's not bad at all. It's actually fairly low center of gravity for a vehicle like this. The taller Discoveries might have a little bit of an issue, you know, getting into a corner like this. This one's not bad at all, and it drives nice. The seat, though, I mean, I would like a little bit more comfort in those seats, but that's just me. Overall, it's a nice vehicle. I like it. I'll give it a thumbs up. And this will conclude this review of this 2021 Discovery Sport. If you guys like watching videos like this, first of all, thank you for watching. If you're a subscriber, welcome to Matt the Carguy family. If you're not, consider subscribing. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers.